When it comes to Football Manager, there are three major aspects to the game. One is your transfers, making sure that you are getting your transfers right. Two is your tactics, and to be able to capitalize on both of those, you need to do number three very, very well. And number three is scouting. So today, I'm going to be bringing you the ultimate guide to scouting in FM24. If you happen to enjoy today's video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button? Also, I have a massive short list of 900 plus players that you guys can utilize and scout for yourselves with any of your saves. Link to my Discord will be down below. That is where you can download it from. But now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to tell y'all about is that there's a myth that needs to be dispelled within the scouting area of FM. Now, when you are scouting a player, you will see star ratings on a player. And what those stars tell you is current ability of a player and potential ability of a player. And you'll get a little bit of a description on it as well. For example, Maurice Krottenmacher, my Dresden save, it says that he's a good Bundesliga player, but he's close to his full potential. I know that it is 100% a lie. How do I know? You look at his attributes and you know he is going to get better, because not only is he still improving, and he is definitely going to go past that close to full potential range, he's only 19 years of age. So the game's trying to tell me right now that a 19-year-old is about to cap out. The one thing that you need to realize is that the attributes are more important than the star rating. Because after all, it can be telling you that a player has an amazing current ability with the star, but then you look at his attributes and he is absolute boo-boo. Or the star could tell you that he's absolute boo-boo, and you look at his attributes and he's absolutely amazing. Such as Maurice Krottenmacher, because when I brought him in, it had 2-star current ability, and now look at him. He's definitely not boo-boo anymore. Now, the next thing I want to bring up is a little sneaky trick that you can do to be able to scout the world scouting range for absolutely free. So you'll go to your scouting page, and up here where you see scouting range, mine currently says Germany, as that is the country that I'm in, and it allows me to see all of Germany. There's also your surrounding divisions, Central Europe, Europe, or World. We're going to select World. Notice how it says 360K per year, 30K per month. So when you click that, you're going to get this message letting you know that it's going to be adjusting the scouting range and that it's going to be charging you that per month. So once we hit yes on that, it is now active. Now, what you will notice, we will go into the player range, and we now have hundreds of players loading and have a whole boatload of players that we can now scout. Not only can we just scout them, we can add them to shortlists, offer them trials, do whatever we may need to do. Now, the key to this and being able to have the world scouting range for 100% free, do not advance a day. As soon as you advance a day, it will charge you that 30K that month. So you can look for a bunch of players that you may want to bring in or that you think would be pretty good, try and find some wonder kids real quick, put them all on a short list, add them all up together, scout them, and then revert back to your old scouting range. And all you got to do is go back to the scouting range where it has everything. I would just click on Germany, hit yes, and boom, we're right back to it, and it never charged anything. As you can see here in the scouting budget, it remained 85K the entire time. Now up next is something that is absolutely vital in my opinion, especially this year. I've been doing it a lot and it's been helping me a lot. Utilize shortlists. You definitely want to utilize it whether you are just doing the plain old default one where you just kind of throw players on here and kind of keep track of who you are currently looking into, who you want to bring in on loan, who you want to bring in on free transfers, or if you do what I do, and I can load up a short list right now because like I said, I've got a couple. And we load up this one, we load up V4, and boom, I now have 942 players that I can look at. Now, I did not go into this save and just look up every single player and just kind of add them to this short list that way. No, what I did, I ended up loading up a separate save before I went in and tried to find some players that I might be looking for to signing within my save, whether it be on loan, free signings in the future, or just players off the rip. Now, some people may look at that as a cheesy way to go about scouting, but it is a way that you can scout nonetheless, and one that I highly suggest utilizing, especially for beginners for the game. So if you don't exactly know what you're going to be looking for within your save and you're kind of lost throughout it, signing players that aren't up to snuff with the rest of your squad, maybe take some time, go into another save, put a little short list together of players that you kind of like, and then import it into said save that you are doing. It'll definitely help you enjoy those tough saves a whole lot more. Now, this next thing is basically free scouting for you. You don't have to pay anything out of your scouting budget. You don't have to send your scouts out to a different country, different region, different continent to scout and be spending that money to kind of hold them up in a hotel or anything. This allows you to do it for 100% free. It is a trial farm. So basically what a trial farm is, you're going to find some players that you want to bring in on trials that you think could really help improve your team, but you don't have the money to be spending on scouting. So what you'll do, and I'll just do this as an example here, you'll highlight a couple of players, right click, you'll go to transfer, offer trial, and usually you get a complete scouting report in 2 weeks time. But if you really want to just make sure that you know every little thing about them, including the hidden attributes, then you will go 4 weeks. Hidden attributes means like consistency and things like that. So I'll offer the 2 weeks here, and now you see on all those players it says that we have a bid for £0. And then you'll get those messages that they are set to go on trial. As you can see, everyone accepted the trials. All you'll have to do, there will be a little bit of a message down here in the bottom right. You hit accept, brings them in on trial. And when I say trial farm, what I mean is you are continuously doing that until you are getting your team to the exact level that you want. And also you can make sure that you keep on bringing back players on trial so that other teams are not able to pick them up. And if you do happen to sign one of those players, but they aren't able to come in until the end of that transfer window, so say you sign them in like November, but they aren't able to come in until January, you can keep them on trial at your club so that they get used to the tactics, get used to the system, get used to the players, keep them on trial there until they're able to officially join come January. Now, one thing I will highlight really quick with these trial farms is that at different levels, you are able to have a certain amount of players in on trial at a time. I'll use England as an example here. So if you are in the Premier League, you can have around 30 to 35 players in on trial at a time. Now, if you're at the lower levels, I know from my experience in the past, you can only have about 25 to 30 players in on trial at a time before your club starts rejecting them, saying that you have too many players on trial at the club at the time. So definitely keep that in mind if you choose to go this route. All right, so this next one is a few of them that you can actually do at the same time. So there's 3 things when it comes to finding wonder kids or finding younger players that are really going to be helpful to you. Those are scouting the national teams, scouting the U21 tournaments, and scouting the Olympics. By doing those 3, it's going to allow you to find cheap wonder kids, allow you to find players that are on absolute heaters at the time that could come in and help your team drastically. Now, when you are scouting those national teams, you'll be able to see, obviously, the senior squad, U21s, U20s, U19s, U18s. That's a majority of what a lot of these nations have. Some nations like Brazil, they'll end up having their senior squad U23, U22, U20s. So it will vary from nation to nation, but do not worry, you will be able to find any hidden wonder kids, any youngsters that are some cheap beasts that will be vital to your side in the future by doing this method, by going to the national team, scouting that way, going to the U21 rosters, or even scouting the Olympic tournament. Now, if you're someone that likes finding those wonder kids and kind of likes to do a youth to gold type method, or just really like stockpiling wonder kids, this is the method that is going to help you probably the most. This is how you scout other clubs' youth intakes. So what you'll do, you have this little globe up here in the top right that says world. You're going to go ahead and click on that. You'll then click on the world tab up here at the top, and you'll go over to where it says transfers. Once you click on transfers, it'll take you here. You'll probably have a screen that looks something like this. You see this drop down where it says all transfers? you can go down to where it says youth intake. There's also youth departures and free transfers. You will majority of the time be able to find new gens and regens within these areas. So if I go to youth intake right now, it shows all of the Colombian sides that have had their youth intakes this year already. So we'll just click on Bayern right here and boom, there you go. There's a new gen that you can find. You can find everyone's basically right here. So you got 2024, you go back, if there would be 2023 if we were able to see it from last year. But this is a way to where you are able to find a boatload of wonder kids, an easy way for you to just come here, be like, okay, we're gonna take this group, put it on a short list, scout through it, see who's viable, and then kind of dwindle it down to like the top 15 and try and go for those players. It makes it much more easier on you than just kind of trying to sift through the entire world of players. Another way to find wonder kids is by waiting until April 1st every year. You're going to get an email into your inbox within FM that is the NextG Top 50 Wonder Kids list. It is where you're going to find the top 50 best gems at the time for you to be able to sign if those players are willing to come and join you. Right here you can see the NextG list, my save. These were the top 3 players from that list. You got Evan Ferguson, Angelo, who is at Strasbourg but signed by Chelsea, and you got Gavi at Barcelona. You'll be able to find plenty of new gens and regens through here as well. So definitely utilize that list every time it pops up on April 1st within the second half of your season every season. And then now this is probably the more fun part, the one that kind of a lot of people, including myself, tend to utilize now. It is the recruitment focuses. You can set focuses, scouting focuses for your scouts to kind of have a, I guess, array of what they are going to be able to look for, what they should be looking for your club. Now, as you can see right here, these are the scouting focuses that I have. I have them to where they are looking for very specific things for me. Now, 2 that I think everyone should have is one for wonder kids and one for players whose contracts are expiring in 6 months, because those are the players that you will be able to pick up on free signings. These other 4 that I have are kind of geared towards those player profiles that I'm looking for. For the attacking mindset, those are like my strikers and attacking mids, because I play narrow forward 2-2. The midfield maestros are players that have very good passing and vision. Then I got my bricks that can dribble. Those are big center backs that can dribble. Then you got your finding your Roberto Carlos or Trent Alexander-Arnold, which is looking for those playmaking wingbacks. Get creative with this. Figure out ways to where you can capitalize on your scouting recruitments in big time ways and make it to where it makes your life easier. Now we're going to go ahead and set up a recruitment focus, because for you beginners, you're probably wondering, okay, well, how did you do this? So we're going to go ahead, hit create recruitment focus. I can set it to any position from my tactic. Now, if I want it to scout for a specific position, like for my right striker, because that is different from my left striker. My left striker is an advanced forward. My right striker is a pressing forward. You can also have it to where you change it down here manually for what it is. So if you're looking for a complete forward, pressing forward, false 9, you can set it to whatever you want it to be. Now, if we're doing any position, we can click that box right there. We can set it to whether we want it for just loan players if we can't afford to bring in players. We can set it to transfer if we have a boatload of money to blow through, or you can have it to both, which why not have it to both? It's the best of both worlds. Now, what I recommend doing, this is how it is set up manually. 2-star minimum current ability, 2.5-star minimum potential ability. I would tick that up by half a star each time so that you're finding players that are either going to be squad players for you or players that are better than what you currently have. It may not be massively better than what you currently have, but it will be a little bit better than what you currently have. You can set it anywhere from age 15 to age 50. If you're looking for those wonder kids, you would end up having it to where it's just age 15 to 19, is once they hit 20. They usually lose that wonder kid title, but if they are good enough, like Jude Bellingham, they will probably keep that. Now, where it says areas, this is where another part of this comes in. You want to scout by country, by region, by league, by continent. If you are, say, doing a South American save, you're going to want to scout the South American continent. You'll want at least one scout that just kind of goes around and scouts the South American continent. If you're in Europe, you're going to want to have at least 3 scouts that just kind of go around Europe willy-nilly, trying to find some underrated talents here and there. Otherwise, you're going to want to do it by league or by region, and here is how you do it. So we're going to choose an area. You can choose it by competition. Here you have it, Intercontinental, so you have the Youth Super Cup right here. Remember how I was talking about the Olympics and everything earlier? You can do it this way through the Recruitment Focus, or here we have the German leagues where we have Bundesliga, DFB Pokal, all that. You have the nations, you got Europe. I currently only have Germany loaded, but you would have kind of every nation that you want. If you go to continent, you could scout the entire continent of Europe, the entire continent of Asia, whatever it may be. You can scout this way, and I would definitely recommend doing it by region because it'll take a couple of countries together and you'll get a little bit more of a variety that way. Now where it says priority, if it's very important to you, you put it to top. If it's all right, you put it to standard, and if you just want it continuously bringing you scout reports like this, you will hit ongoing. Now, you see this message here where it says scouts are busy with other tasks, so results will take time. I am glad that that popped up because you saw how many recruitment focuses I currently had going. That means if I add this one, they are not going to be able to get to it unless I were to have the priority on standard or top. If it's ongoing with all of my other ones, priority-wise, it will not get to this. So keep that in mind. And lastly, if you want to assign certain scouts, you definitely can. Currently, I don't have any scouts available, but I could assign any scout that I wanted, or I could assign any analyst that I wanted to be able to not only scout the players, but analyze the report that the scout brings back. And there we have it. That is my ultimate guide to scouting, kind of just breaking down what I could for you guys, especially for you beginners, as I know there are a lot of beginners now with FM these days, due to it being on Netflix, on Xbox, on PlayStation, the Switch. It's on everything nowadays. So I hope everyone is enjoying FM24. Hope everyone enjoyed today's video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so I hit that sub button. And if you were on PC or on Apple, you will be able to download my short list of over 900 players. It will be linked down below in the description in my Discord if you do wish to download that and give it a go for yourself and your saves. So definitely keep that in mind. Let me know down below what is your favorite way to scout. If you like to do it region-wise, if you really like to capitalize on bringing in a boatload of Wonder Kids, let me know. I am intrigued to know. But yeah, with that being said, and until next time, have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.